welcome to episode 9, and for the time being, the final episode of A Hardy Conversation. I am Sean Hardy,
And I am Chris Hardy.
and unfortunately, this will be the last episode because Chris here is going to be relocating to Sin City,
Las Vegas, area code 702. Me and my beautiful fiance are moving to Vegas for better financial beings. Basically, with the economy the way it is, we cannot afford to live here in Long Beach, anymore. So basically, we are moving to Las Vegas. So, my father thanks you, my mother thanks you, my fiance and our future babies thank you. So, and we'll just leave it at that.
Anyways, let's get on to the goings-on in professional wrestling for this past week. Superstars, I watched that last night, a whole week late almost.
Whatever.
There wasn't anything too impressing on it.
No.
SmackDown, again, there wasn't anything too impressing on it.
No.
Eve beating Natalia. Don't ask me why. I have 3 words for you, Eve. I'm not going to go on a huge rant like I did Michelle McCool because I actually like you a little bit better than that. But I have 3 words for Eve. You're not Lita. Stop trying to do the moonsault. It looked horrendous. Don't even try it. Okay? On to Night of Champions, where virtually every championship was retained. 3 belts changed hands. And honestly, none of them were surprises.
You were surprised at the new World Heavyweight Champion, Jeff Hardy.
I was a little bit surprised that they let Jeff win, considering he hasn't really signed an extension contract or whatnot. But
Yes, now.
But it is what it is. If he keeps it past SummerSlam, then I'll be really surprised. But they were kind of at a point with the angle where they had to put the strap on him, especially after Punk's promo during the pay-per-view.
Seriously.
As soon as I saw that, I knew Jeff was going to win. End of story. Tommy Dreamer losing the ECW title to Christian didn't surprise me. I just wish they'd have waited to SummerSlam to make him drop the belt instead of jobbing him out in Philadelphia, the home of Extreme Championship.
Well, that's why Vince did it, because it was the home of ECW.
I know, but still, I wish they had given Tommy a little bit of respect. 1 more month wouldn't have killed them. Christian could have won it at a bigger pay-per-view, SummerSlam. And then Mickie James, the new Divas champion, the second person to be Diva and Women's champion, should have been the first person.
Seriously.
Instead of Skank McDrool.
Yeah.
But that's another situation altogether.
And then a couple things. One, Marlies had surgery yesterday on, I don't know what it was, but basically she's going to be out for a while, so...
That's part of why she dropped the belt to Mickie James.
Yes. And then today, on July 30th, the Brian Kendrick has been released by the WWE.
Welcome to the Future Endeavors Club, Spanky.
Yes. And now you can go to ROH or off-brand PWG shows and team up with Paul London.
Or go to TNA.
Or TNA.
They could definitely benefit from a person like him in the X Division.
Yeah.
Raw was much better than it was last week.
It was Shaq-alicious.
Tell me you didn't just say that.
It was Shaq-tastic.
It was much better than Top, that's for sure.
Seriously.
Shaq versus Big Show and Jericho, that whole opening segment was priceless.
It has been played on SportsCenter every single day this week.
I loved Shaq tearing up the Kobe Bryant sign. That was awesome because I can't stand Kobe and the Fakers. But that's another story in of itself.
Yeah, Shaq kissing Jericho and Jericho did the whole cross-eyed thing. That was freaking hilarious.
Yeah. I was waiting for Shaq to make the main event for the straps since he had complete control. But it wouldn't have mattered because then Crime Time would have lost, and we all know it. For whatever reason, they want to keep Crime Time down. They've been #1 contenders like 15 times and keep getting jerked around for the straps.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll...
Michael Hayes must be writing their storyline.
So hopefully they'll get a title shot at SummerSlam against Jericho and Big Show and beat them.
Hopefully, yes. This week's ECW, again, nothing dramatic.
No.
Sheamus came out and did nothing. Dude, it's called spray on tan, okay? Spray on tan.
Yeah,
Since your pasty Irish ass can't go to a beach and get a real tan,
seriously.
borrow some of Zack Ryder's spray on tan in a can,
Woo, woo,
okay?
woo.
Get you a little bit of color, something.
Seriously.
I've seriously got to adjust just the brightness on my television every time Sheamus comes out.
Yeah. That's really all. I mean, tonight will be SmackDown. We'll be watching that. So, on to questions.
And we've got a lot of them today. We'll probably be spending a good portion of this part and the next part going over discussion from the questions because there are some really, really good ones. Super Shannon, aka Hurrigirl, says, "Hey Hardy guys, when do you think the Hurricane will come back for good, and what do you think they will do with him?" Right now, I think Gregory Helms is content just doing it in offbeat scenarios like they've been doing it. You know, someone's in danger, whoosh, in comes the Hurricane, whoosh, out goes the Hurricane,
But they haven't
and just leave it at that.
But they have been teasing with like Shelton Benjamin on ECW to, oh, put on a costume. He's like, what? So I think they are teasing a little bit. So maybe SummerSlam, maybe like a big pay-per-view, a Hurricane will come on down. Because I'm a Hurricane fan. I am Hurricane Jr. and he is the original shit, literally. So, you know, we're big Hurricane fans. So we're hoping to see Hurricane ECW champion.
Another new writer, the Abraham Washington Show. And let me just say right there, your show needs to be canceled. Seriously, the Abraham Washington Show is gay.
Yeah.
It is lame. It is not entertaining. The dude seriously tries way too hard to get laughs.
Yes,
and it's just not funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Abraham Washington Show writes, "Yo Hardy guys, what do you think about the new ECW? The people who are traded there, the new talent exchange, and what would you change about it, if anything?" I would change a lot about the new ECW. For starters, I would change the name of the show because it isn't even ECW anymore. As far as the talent traded there, I think they've got a nice little roster of talent right now that can do a lot of good things if given the opportunity, but Vince doesn't want to give them the opportunity. That's all there is to it. Chris, what about you?
You know, I like it. I like, you know, that they brought Hurricane on there. You know, Shelton Benjamin, future ECW champions. I think
Regal and Burchill, I think,
Yeah.
would make a good tag team if they wanted to put them together again.
Yeah, I think it's a nice, you know, group of people for the new ECW. You know,
Even Ezekiel Jackson and Sheamus. I do like Sheamus. He looks like he can be very imposing and develop into a good character, but get a tan.
yeah, and then Ezekiel Jackson's just basically the new big black guy that scares everybody. Since Mark Henry went to Raw and turned face.
And it looks like him and Kozlov are doing this anything you can do, I can do better shtick.
Seriously.
Which could be really good and it could be really bad.
Yeah.
Either Kozlov or Jackson is going to turn face, or they're going to end up making a tag team, and watch out if they make a tag team.
Seriously.
That's it for part 1. We'll be back with part 2 of episode 9 of A Hardy Conversation.